Top of the morning, top of the morning. Welcome back to the channel. Hope we're all having a fantastic day so far. I know I am. It's a nice rainy day here in Palm Springs, California. Definitely can't complain. 65, cloudy skies, definitely something we don't get very often, so I'm happy when it comes around. Figured it'd be a good time to go over another one of my humidors. If you've been keeping up with the series of what's in my humidor, this is going to be number 3. This is another Diamond Crown humidor. If you know me, you know I love Diamond Crown products. Their cigars, their accessories, and of course, their humidors. Absolutely fantastic products all the way around. Great people, great company. Anything remotely tied to JC Newman, I have no problem supporting. Those are all great people, and the industry needs them to stick around. So if you are looking for a good humidor, this is something I sell. So yeah, probably a little bit of bias there in terms of how much I like it. But man, the quality for price you get on these humidors is pretty unmatched. I've had some for years, and man, they are like brand new. So this one right here is the limited edition Birch humidor. It's about 100 count, give or take. A little bit more shallow than the Alexander I showed previously, but it gets the job done no problem. Beautiful finish. I mean, this is an absolutely incredible humidor. I mean, you can just tell it's great. The seals are on point. Everything about it, absolutely incredible. And there you are. So the thing with this humidor, and the reason why it holds like right now about 80 something sticks, these are cigars that I will be smoking throughout this year, throughout 2025. So by December 31st at around midnight, there will not be a stick left in this humidor. Some of these are, of course, base level Opus. Everything in here is a Rare Fuente product. Nothing in here is not a Fuente product. Some of these, yeah, just gonna be base run-of-the-mill Opus. Some of them, when you get closer to like, the bottom underneath these, couple layers here, you will get some really special sticks. Of course, not every Opus is going to be in this box, but you do get a good variety. And these are, of course, some of my more favorite Opus that I've kind of acquired over probably a few years. I don't think I've had any of these longer than like 3 or 4 years. They're, relatively newer to my collection overall. But yeah, really good smokes. And of course, as you can tell, everything's pretty well organized. It's not perfect, but it is a pretty decent layout. I do usually follow the same format. I usually organize tallest to shortest. And then of course, my really short guys, I kind of use to fill the space up front. So that's just always what's worked well for me. Of course, I never jam pack my humidors, right? I always leave a pretty respectable bit of space there. It's just kind of been a good rule of thumb for me. It's done me very well. So we'll go ahead and get into it. If you do like this kind of content, if you like this kind of video, please like the video. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of content performs the best. And I know people kind of like seeing the humidor stuff, so I'm trying to keep that coming as well. There will be some other things to mention throughout this video, just like kind of direction with the channel and some other additions I've been doing. And then as well as just like I'll do a brief shop update kind of at the end to kind of let you know where we're all at. But yeah, go ahead and get right into it. So right off the bat, there will be a few rare pinks in here. I think I mostly have the short story rare pink. I think there's 1 or 2 other sizes in here. But I do like shorter smokes. I like smokes of all sizes, but these short story size rare pinks are fantastic. I'm a fan of the rare pink. It is pretty mild. I know a lot of Dominican products are more on the mild side anyway, but that guy is definitely much more mild. See, I've got another one kind of hiding right here. There are going to be a lot of duplicates. That's just kind of how it is. Naturally, everything that comes into this box is stuff I have multiples of. So that's why I don't feel too bad about smoking through them. The rare pinks usually come out around October for breast cancer awareness. So if you are usually looking for these, their best time of year is, late September. Start asking your local brick and mortar about, what they're going to be getting in, assuming that they're a Opus account. Because usually you'll get at least a few boxes, right? Every store is going to get different sizes. Every store is going to get, different options really, but, they're going to get some rare pinks. Eye of the Bull, very short smoke. Basically, my only complaint about these, I usually end up with so many of these. A lot of people gift me these. I'm not sure if I said something in the past about like this being like one of my favorites or something. I don't recall that, but I do get gifted the Eye of the Bull quite often. And it's a great smaller smoke. It really is. But I do have a lot of these right now, so I'm going to be smoking through them sooner than later. They do really well with a morning cup of coffee, I can tell you that. The God of Fires, of course. Yeah, the Series Bs, which are great. I have another God of Fire, I think a couple in here as well. The Robusto and then a double Robusto. Definitely a darker stick, more of a broadleaf. course, I should probably keep an eye on this guy. He's getting a little bit of plume on him. Yeah, we're good. Great smoke. Of course, that's the thing about having these tubes for so long. Got to kind of keep an eye on them. He'll be getting smoked. He's good. If you feel up to it, we can always have a debate on the whole plume thing. You know, it's not the end of the world if you see it on your cigars. It's a normal part of aging your sticks. Mold is not. Plume is like the beginning stages, right? And if you don't wipe the plume off, then yeah, it's going to turn into these like big spores, and you get like crazy mold on your sticks, and yeah, that's not good. But if you see a very thin layer of plume, like, dude, just brush it off and smoke the cigar. It's totally fine. You know, like, are you inhaling it? No. Is it really moldy? No. Like, you're fine. So yeah, a couple of those God of Fires. Got a good Perfection 5. Again, these smaller sizes, I will blow through these. I've smoked so many of the Perfection 4s and 5s. It's crazy. But great smokes. They are more the consistent ones, I will say that. Not too much bad to say about them. You know, they're pretty just straightforward, you know? Like, if you're just trying to smoke a really good cigar but not overthink it, the Perfection 4s or the 5s are great. And I know I've got a good amount of those. I'm not sure how many in here, but overall I have a ton of those. These are the Perfection 4s. Little bit heavier, nothing crazy. Yeah, always got to keep a few of these. These are just such short, easy smokes. Very smooth, great flavor. You know, I'm someone that can enjoy really any size of cigar. It just depends on, you know, the time and place and the meal I had or the drink I'm having, you know. Yeah, I think these are the Magnos. Great cigar. I wish they did more like slightly bigger gauges because, man, they do a really good job. But yeah, always a lot of the Magnos. That's another one I have a lot of. I do have a lot of Magnos. You'll see a lot of those in here. Yeah, great smokes. God, I really do have a lot of those in here. Yeah, I got it between the lines. I usually forget about these. Not like some crazy Opus or anything. It is a more rare product, and one of the few Barber poles that I do really like. Most Barber poles, I'm just not a fan of. I just can't get into them. They just seem to be a little bit more like, I don't know, complex isn't even the right word. It's just not for me. You know, a lot of these Barber poles are not for me, especially just a lot of Candela stuff in general. It's just not for me. It was cool, you know, years ago when I was much younger, and you know, I kind of liked, I was watching like some Colombo and stuff, and I'm like, man, what are those green cigars he's smoking? That's pretty cool. And then you try them a few times and you're like, all right, I'm good on that, you know. But yeah, hey, if you like Barber poles, more power to you. Love Affair, I believe. That's got to be the only one in here. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, again, you're much more like the short story size. Very easy, very approachable. Again, most of these smaller sticks are like my early morning smokes. I don't like to start the day with something big and heavy, although of course I say that, and I smoked a 6x60 Red Meat Lovers today with a cup of coffee right off the bat, so it just depends. This guy's another Perfection 5? I think so. Another Perfection 5. Right on. Yeah, you know, obviously a lot of good smaller smokes. Can't go wrong. They've always treated me well, and honestly, a lot of times I don't want to sit there for over an hour, right? Like, I'm good with like 20, 30 minutes, you know, kind of scroll through my phone, right? And just kind of smoke a good cigar, get back to it. You know, just kind of does it for me. Let's see. Gran Bellicoso, I believe. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the Gran Bellicoso is solid. I'm a huge fan of torpedoes in general, right? Torpedoes, Bellicosos, basically the same thing. Just typically Bellicosos are more of a Robusto size and the torpedoes are more of a Toro. But I mean, you know, anything that you get a good V cut on, I'm usually a huge fan. So yeah, I know I also have a good bit. I mean, any of the base Opus, I'm going to have a lot of. It's just, I come into them real easy. So yeah, the Gran Bellicosos, great smoke, great smoke. This is kind of more of your run-of-the-mill stuff. This is a Don Carlos Eye of the Shark. Great box press. You know, like, I love like how these are made. Of course, you know, another little torpedo. Great smoke, so much great flavor with these. This is my overall favorite Don Carlos. It's this and then the number 2. Those are, which I think their number 2 is probably their most popular, but I do love this stick. The Eye of the Shark. I think I have an Anejo Shark in here too. Fantastic. Yeah, the Casa Fuentes. This is something I wish I came by more often. I've not seen these in a while. I was fortunate enough to get a box, and I smoked on that box for, you know, a year and a half-ish. And then, you know, now I've just kind of been a little bit more sparing with them. I don't want to smoke through all of them immediately, but I do think that there's a few I want to smoke throughout this year. So I had to at least throw a few of those in here, no problem. The Fuente OpusX. This is like a great like Lonsdale size. Absolutely love this stick. This is one of my favorite base Opus for sure. It's like the perfect size for me. Very manageable, great. And one of the more consistent ones too. Occasionally with how much Opus I smoke, you know, they are not the most sound with their construction from time to time. I've had this with a lot of the rare pinks. I've had this with some of the Lost Cities. But these guys, man, they're always on point. I've smoked maybe over my lifetime close to like 50 of these. And I can say I've never had an issue with one. So that's a pretty good ratio right there. Just a beautiful cigar. Fantastic cigar. This was pretty cool. I can't remember how I got this size because this is not a common Destino size. Like, you don't normally get these. But really cool, and definitely something that, since I already have plenty of Destinos, I figured I would smoke this guy a little bit smaller, kind of like a box press, really odd. It's like a Figurado, kind of. But yeah, obviously great presentation. The band, I mean, dude, the Fuente family's bands are just the best. I mean, the amount of detail, the color, God, they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oro Oscuro. Probably, if there was an Opus that I could realistically readily get anytime I really wanted one, and it was my favorite, these would probably be it. They are so rich. These are probably the most flavorful Opus that I've smoked outside of like the really rare ones. And it's got a little bit more kick to it, you know, like it's a good heavy smoke. I can smoke this after dinner and feel pretty good. And again, you know, the size, very manageable, very easy. Anyone can smoke these. Beautiful sticks. All right, still working through the Lost Cities. Yeah, speaking of the Lost City, do have a few of these. Definitely a different blend, you know, like definitely something that when I first smoked them, I kind of understood why people didn't give like the most raving feedback ever, because it is definitely different. You know, it is definitely a different smoke. It burns different. The flavor's different. And although I don't think a lot of people really think it's bad or they didn't like it, even though that's kind of what they said, I think it just really caught a lot of people off guard because this is really different for an Opus. Yeah, it's, you know, it just had a lot more of like that Central American kind of flavor profile to it, and especially like with the strength. And I just think people weren't expecting it because, yeah, very mixed reviews on this cigar. I really do enjoy them. I have quite a bit of them. But yeah, I was really, you know, kind of surprised that these did not get like the craziest feedback ever. So still a great smoke. Gonna be burning a few of those. Again, those still do pretty good for like an after dinner, you know, smoke kind of a thing. Always a lot of Forbiddens. I get a lot of Forbiddens. All the Deseo, which these are like a Robusto basically. Great smokes. I love the Forbiddens. Forbiddens have never done me wrong. A lot of those bad boys. Great smokes, man. Of course, the presentation is just exquisite. You know, the ribbon, the cedar, the double ring. You know, you know you're getting something really special here. This is a slightly smaller Oro Oscuro. Still great though. Looks like you got another Eye of the Shark. All right, let's get into the slightly nicer stuff. I mean, they're all nice, you know what I mean? But some of these on the bottom I have here are definitely pretty special. I can't remember which Opus this is, to be entirely honest with you. I can't remember if this is like the Chateau Opus. I really can't remember. A little bit of a bigger gauge, bigger size, a lot of heft. And I also don't have any more of these. So however I got this, I think it might have even been like a CRA sampler. Like a couple years ago, maybe. Like it was a while, but I just have the one. And after sitting on it for a while and like just staring at it, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna smoke this. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's in this box. It'll get smoked at some point. But yeah, definitely a little bit of a bigger size. Of course, more of the Forbiddens. The Passion, I'm pretty sure is what this one is. It's like a 6x50 Toro. And then I've got the Sensual, which is like a much bigger gauge, like a Torpedo. Really nice. Yeah, can never have too many Forbiddens. I have to have a couple Anejos in here. Again, a little bit of a bigger gauge. This is the 55 Anejo. If you know anything about these, you know that these are incredibly hard to find. They, again, come out like once a year. And, man, they are usually gone pretty quick. Yeah, the number 55. A little bigger gauge. Again, Torpedo. These wrappers aged in cognac barrels. They are just... It's got to be one of the most unique Maduros I've ever smoked. Just in the fact that, like, when I look at this cigar, I think it's going to be just like an absolute pepper bomb. But it's anything but. Like, I get hardly any spice or pepper out of this cigar. It has a very distinct, like, sweet finish to it. It's great. Just an absolutely incredible smoke. Of course, more Gran Bellicosos. This is when things get a little confusing here. So I know I've got some sharks in here. They are so darn close to these Gran Bellicosos. I have an Anejo shark. That's another really good one. Actually, yeah, that's a great smoke. This is another one that just goes so fast. You know, that's why I do like cracking open boxes to give people a chance to, you know, just try them out, because so many of these cigars, when they get really rare or certain people really start hunting for them, they're all box buyers, right? So they just completely wipe out your local brick and mortar, and then you don't even get a chance to try anything. So that's why I usually at the shop, I do enjoy sticking stuff out, you know, just giving people a chance to try some stuff that, you know, they're just never going to get the chance. God dang, I'm so confused now. I mean, I see these cigars all the time. You let me know. Is this a Perfection Shark or the Gran Bellicoso? Because the Sharks are more of a box pressed. He like kind of is. Whatever, man. I'm not sure. Good smoke either way, I know that much. Another rare pink size. Nice. I love these ends, man. This is such a great smoke. This is like the perfect size. And they always have these crazy names too, right? Happy Ending. Like, when these all came out, like this last October, everyone and their grandmother was calling for the sophisticated hooker. And all these people are asking me not for any other rare pink, they just want the sophisticated hooker, which I didn't even get. And I'm just like, dude, you guys understand that there's a million other sizes that you're never going to know the difference on. But no, they stuck to their guns this year. It was all sophisticated hooker. If you had any of them in your shop, you know how fast they sold. The 20 years, definitely a more mild Opus. This was one of the first Opus I ever smoked, and it really got me kind of hooked on Opus just in general. I was actually really drawn to like the presentation, and then I was actually in a shop with the guy, and he's like, "Oh my God, you have these?" And I'm kind of just like eavesdropping, right? Look over. And he's like freaking out, and there was like a limit, right? Like you could only buy like one or two, you know. And I was looking, and they had that cigar for like $80-something, and I'm like, dude, that's really freaking expensive. And I was in high school at the time, maybe, I don't know, it was years ago, but I remember checking it out. And I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna splurge today, and I'm gonna grab it. And man, I smoked it one morning and I was like, I get it. Of course, by that point, I already had a ton of cigars. Like I had smoked so many cigars that I knew a good from bad one. And you could definitely pick up like some notes that I just was not getting in any other cigar. So I'm like, okay, I kind of see what the hype's about. And that 20-year, man, that really started pushing me forward. Yeah, more of these flipping Gran Bellicosos, man. Maybe I don't have any sharks in here. No, this is the Gran... Okay, I got it. Yep. So this is the shark. This is the Gran Bellicoso. 100%. This guy's more box pressed. This guy isn't. Haha, figured it out. You just got to do a little side by side. And more of the Fuente. Like the perfect Lonsdale, man. Such a great smoke. Gotta have a little bit of angel share action. This is the shortest one I have. I actually have some that are like almost a double Corona, and it's just nothing that I want to smoke anytime in the near future. But man, the angel shares. This is another cigar. Mixed reviews. But when I talk to anyone, they're like, yeah, you know, it's just too mild. I'm like, dude, it's fine. Great flavor, great experience. Smoke it in the morning, right? Get your coffee going, and you're good. Great cigar. I love the angel shares. Well, last layer, and probably the most special smokes. You got to save the best for last, right? This is like some crazy double Corona Casa Fuente. Again, a gift. I only have the one, I'm pretty sure. I obviously have other Casa Fuentes, right? But none that are this big. Like, this thing is a unit. Absolutely crazy. So I was going to kind of wait till I had like a long evening with some company and wait till some other people were going to smoke a double Corona. Then I would kind of break out this thing, right? Because you've got the traditional base Opus double Coronas, great smokes. Again, I don't see these too often anymore. I used to see these everywhere, and now they're just getting kind of hard to find. But every now and then, I'm all about a good double Corona. This one, I think I only have 2 left of these. The Opus 25. Absolutely magnificent smoke. Absolutely insane to try to find. I mean, this was a headache. Tracking any of these down. And usually at this point now, the odds of you finding these at like a retailer are really not very high. You're going to likely be buying these off someone's like private collection. And obviously that's going to come with a price. But incredible smoke. Love this guy. The size is like, some of these, it's just crazy, Like I've never seen any like, smaller petite sizes. But this guy, I'm like, man, what a beautiful piece. Yeah, I cannot wait to smoke that guy. I do have an Ashen product in here, but it is the ESG, which, kind of an Opus, right? It's got like an Opus wrapper on it. And it's just, a more rare stick that I feel really bougie when I smoke, which is like a lot of these, right? So figured it was appropriate. Again, great presentation. Love Ashen products, obviously. Most people that like Fuente products are going to like Ashen products, obviously, right? They have a lot in common. So, yeah, great. Well, yeah, it's the only one in here that is an ESG. This is not a cigar that I've smoked a lot before. I've been gifted some in the past, and they were phenomenal. I've never smoked this exact size. Yeah, I've never smoked the 22-year Salute. But, man, can't wait to give it a go. This will be my very last Purple Rain. Anytime I get my hands on Purple Rains, I chain smoke those things. Probably overall, my favorite Opus is the Purple Rains and the Rare Blacks. Just absolutely incredible. This is like an 888 size, right? Absolutely insane. Great flavor. Wish I had more of these. And again, like when they come in these boxes, some of these Opus, right, like they'll come in a 42 count box. These come in like a 10 count box. So even if you can find one, you're going through them really quick. So yeah, this guy will probably be smoked closer to the last. I'll probably make this, more like a Christmas smoke later this year. Again, just guessing. I've got a whole bunch of the 888s in general. Like I have a whole bunch of these. Great smoke, love the size. Just like a lot of people, I've been getting more into the thin rings. course, I smoke kind of whatever, but I do really enjoy the thin rings. Just they're very elegant, very classy. Of course, you know, good torpedo end. You can control that airflow as much as you'd like. So yeah, I got a bunch of those guys. They're good. They're good. And a little bit of a longer Lost City. Again, haven't smoked any that were this long, so maybe the transition will be a little bit different for me. Man, I know a lot of people know these, the BBMFs. Again, another gift. I think this is my only one for right now. Of course, some others that I have are much older than this. They're like from 08 or something, and I haven't even looked at those in a long time. I've just been sitting on them for many years, and I'll get around to them at some point, but this is the only one that I have in this box. And this is, again, an insanely hard cigar to find. If you can find these, and I don't care, you know, yes, they're probably going to be going for a couple $100 or more, you should still be grabbing them, because this is a must-have cigar in at least one of your humidors. Gotta have more God of Fire action, right? Always got to have more God of Fire. And to be honest with you, I'm not super familiar with like every different God of Fire because there's a lot of them. But this guy I had before a really long time ago, and I really think I didn't care for it, to be honest with you. But it's good I have another one in here because now I can actually test it out again and really see kind of what my opinion is. Usually I love God of Fire stuff, especially all the Series Bs. But we'll see. We'll see. This was a cigar, again, another gift, and I have not even bothered to look in to see which Opus this was, because she's pretty wonky, right? Definitely a wonky smoke. But that's part of the fun, trying all the different sizes, trying all the different facings, and just, you know, or the Vitolas, and just kind of seeing what you like. Got to have some Destinos. Destinos are great. This is at least something I am fortunate to get, you know, pretty regularly at our shop. This is another thing, right? Again, a 13 count box. So you do get them, you can stick them out, but they do go really quick. Especially for like anyone that is looking for like a box buy. These come in absolutely beautiful boxes, you know, very eye-catching. And if it's a 13 stick count, you know, there's a lot of people that can pull the trigger on a box that's under 20 sticks, you know. But yeah, the Destinos are great. Absolutely love these. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this, one of my favorite cigars I've ever smoked. Definitely my favorite cigar for 2024 last year. OpusX Society. This thing, if you blindfolded me and had me smoke this cigar, there would have been no way that I would have said this is an OpusX. Absolutely no way. This is the heaviest OpusX I've ever smoked. This is the best rolled and constructed OpusX I've ever smoked. This thing burnt so slow. This is like a Toro, right? It's nothing crazy, but this thing, I swear, I smoked on longer than a lot of my other 660s and double Coronas. This thing took me forever to smoke. And man, the flavor, it's just an absolute flavor bomb. I do regret not kind of cherry picking more. I did get 2 boxes of these. They sold immediately. We didn't have them in the shop for more than like 3 days. And, you know, and normally for us, right, even though we're in California, when you retail a stick for $100, man, like that is such a gamble, you know, like it's, because especially if it's not a good smoke, now you're just going to look bad, right? People are going to think everything's overpriced. So, but I knew when these cigars came in, I was like, dude, this is a $100 stick all day, right? Especially after smoking them, I'm like, dude, this is definitely a $100 stick, worth every penny. And I never say that about cigars, but this is absolutely insane. And of course, go figure, you know, I grab a few, start smoking through them, come back the next day, a whole box is gone. I'm like, dude, what happened? Oh, you know, we sold it all. Of course you did. And that's just how good it was. People smoked this one time, came back and were like, I need all of them. And this, I really, really hope that when they do another, you know, collaboration like this in the future, you know, OpusX Society, you know, man, I hope it is at least close to what these guys are, because absolute showstoppers. You want to smoke a cigar that's probably the best cigar you ever smoked in your life? It's this guy right here. right? And again, good luck going in any shop right now and finding these. You know, if you do, that's like a 1 in a million, because that's just that is just not happening. Those are going to come from someone's personal collection if you want them right now. And then of course, more forbiddens. More forbiddens. Never too many forbiddens. And of course, never too many Opus. Yeah, that is all the cigars that I'm going to be smoking for this year. And that's going to be, you know, if I do have some left over, no big deal. But these are cigars that, again, I usually have multiples of, and I'm going to be smoking through them. And it just gives me that really nice time in my day. You know, I am all about just enjoying my time. And if that cigar is $20 or $200, I really don't care, you know, because my satisfaction and my relaxation is really kind of priceless. And I know not everyone thinks like that, and that's totally okay, but that is kind of just where I'm at. So that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Definitely appreciate all the support. I will throw out there that I did, you know, go ahead and make like memberships and stuff like that. For anyone that wanted to support the channel, again, obviously, it's not nothing I'm going to force your hand to. I'm not going to do a ton of like members only content and all that. But did just want to, you know, YouTube has been pushing that pretty hard on me, so I figured I'd go ahead and at least offer it, right? 3 different tiers, you know, kind of something for everyone. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Feel free to subscribe if you like content like this. Drop a comment below on what your favorite cigar in this humidor was. Of course, if you like this humidor or you want something really close to it, this is definitely something that I do sell. So, you know, this right here again, the limited edition Birch Diamond Crown Humidor. Absolutely beautiful. Diamond Crown makes a whole lot of different humidors. But if you want something like this, or just a really, really nice humidor without like really breaking the bank, this is a great way to go. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.